Good afternoon, students. How are you and how was your weekend? Today we are going to proceed with the fourth chapter, Roles and Quality of Managers. Previously, in the first chapter, we have tried to look the introduction, in the second chapter and the third chapter. And today we are going to see roles and quality of managers. In third chapters, we have tried to look what is management meaning. And we have seen the types of management and qualities of a management, or what are the skills that are required from managers, such as skills of technical skills, social skills, and different kinds of skills are also there. But these three are the basic skills. And today we are going to see the type of managers. Before defining and the quality of managers, what are type of managers? The nature of organization largely determines the type of managers. That means the natures in which the managers runs the organization can determine the organizational type, can also determine the types of managers and their responsibilities too. There are several ways to classify managers, but generally we can distinguish between three levels of managers. Maybe the first one is top managers, the second one is middle-level managers, as well as first-line managers. Managers at different level need use different what you call skills and different excel. For example, you can see in your slides the level of management in this pyramid, the top level, middle level, lower level. When you see the pyramid, the upper level, there is few individuals, yes, middle level, as well as the lower level. There are many individuals or employees within organization. A top managers need additional cognitive abilities from other middle level or lower level of management. The other cognitive skill, which we call other need of top manager, is it refers to ability to understand complex things, to relate their particular situations in order, as well as other factors, in order to come up with these challenges and complex issues within organizations. Therefore, there are three types of organization and levels: top, middle, as well as lowers. Each of them have their own roles and duties. The second one is managerial roles. Managerial roles of manager in organization were extensively reached by Henry Mintzberg, and he said managerial roles differ from the tasks as well as their functions. Yes. According to him, he have classified management into three. The first one is informational, interpersonal, as well as decisional type of roles. Maybe you can see from your PowerPoint. The first one is managerial role, interpersonal role, informational role, as well as decisional role. When you talk about informational role, under informational role, as well as decisional role or interpersonal role, they do have different kinds of roles under each topics. The first one is figurehead. Figurehead role is interpersonal roles. This represents organization in ceremonial as well as symbolic activities. That means acts as symbolic leader and performance duties associated with organizational image. Yes. The second one is leader role. Provides direction, guidance, as well as just support for subordinates or employees beyond him. And leader role is, it motivates as well as supports employees to achieve organizational goal. Under interpersonal roles, the third role is liaison role. This establishes, maintains relationship with individuals and groups outside the organization. That means they act as a link between organization as external environment. That we'll be looking in the first chapter, stakeholders such as internal as well as bridge and external holders. The second one is informational role. Under informational role, we can see those roles: monitor role, disseminator role, as well as spokesperson role. These are the basic three roles under informational role. When we talk about informational role, we can talk about monitor role. This is seek and receives what we call information about both internal as well as external organizations. The second one, they are able to stay informed about the entry, trends, and competitor advantages or activities as well as opportunities. The second one is disseminator role. Under disseminator role, distributors information to what? Employees within the organization. Yes, communication, the organizational vision, policies, other relevant information within the organization. That's what we call disseminator role. The third role of informational role of manager is what we call spokesperson role. That means it represents the organization outside the world. That means communicate information about organizational plans, policies, actions, and with what? With their external holders. When we talk about disseminator roles, it is within the organization, where spokesman is with external stakeholders. This is what we call interpersonal as well as informational role. The third one is decisional role. That means the basic function or role of manager is decisional make role. That involves of entrepreneur role, disturbance handler role, resource allocator role, negotiator role. These are the basic decisional roles of managerial roles. Therefore, when we summarize managerial roles, interpersonal role is one, informational is the second, and decisional role. Under interpersonal role, we have seen figurehead, leader, and liaison, whereas informational role, we have seen mediator, monitor, disseminator, as well as spokesperson. When we see about decisional, the manager should be a decision maker, such as entrepreneur, distributor handler, resource allocator, as well as negotiator. Yes. If we summarize the roles, what are managerial competencies? They are competencies which are required from managers. Managers should be competent with their what you call external stakeholder in order to come up or cope up and compete within the firm. They require competencies or skills, attitudes, as well as knowledge. But competence is not the same to that competency. The latter refers to what characteristics that a person makes potentially successful for a competent manager. Therefore, a competent manager possesses a well-rounded set of skill attributes, while managerial competency refers to the specific qualities and capabilities of essential for success of managerial role. Yes, when you talk about competent manager, it is well-rounded with skills and attributes, while managerial competency refers to the specific qualities and capability of essential success for managerial role. Competent manager as well as managerial competency seen in this way. We've seen the decisional role previously. Therefore, what are the management qualities, or what are the qualities expected from the managers? The first one is basic knowledge. The second one is skill and attributes. The third one is meta qualities, ability to develop and apply other skills. When you talk about the basic knowledge, it refers to command basic factors. Relevant professional knowledge is a basic knowledge, which is the quality of manager can be seen. The second one is skills of attributes and attributes. Under this skill and attributes, sensitivity to events, social skills, emotional reliance, proactivity, analytical problem-solving skill, judgment and decision-making abilities are also seen. The third one is meta-quality ability. That means main voice of creativity, mental agility, balanced learning ability and the skills, and self-knowledge. These are the basic qualities of management. If we see the qualities, we are proceeding to the challenge of new managers. Every manager faces challenge while running the organization. What are the basic challenges do you think? The environment in which you are working or the society you are living. Therefore, as a manager, managers face different kinds of issues. For example, dealing with others. That means perception of own expectation. That means expectation is one challenge. Yes? And dealing with other perception is one challenge. The second one is learning what roles managers play. That means when managers are enable their roles. This might be challenge. The third challenge is making transition from being an individual contributor to managing other contribution. When a new manager comes to the position, they have such kinds of challenges. The third one, dealing with workload and piece of work is other issue. Developing managerial identity is other challenge. Developing interpersonal judgment. That means trial and error is other challenges. Therefore, these are the basic challenges that the new managers are dealing. Other challenges is developing capacity to exercise power through influence, establishing creativity, developing the appropriate style of management, not being autocratic is other challenge. The other challenge is enable in motivating and leading subordinates. Yes. When employees are not motivated, they are going to just make some kinds of problems. Therefore, inability of making individuals to be motivated is other factors. Therefore, in this chapter, we have seen what is management, we have seen management roles, we have seen managerial competency, we have seen management qualities, the challenges management faces. If we are clear with this, we are proceeding to the next topic or the next chapter. Before proceeding to the next chapter, this course was prepared by Gelila International Seminary by entitled as Business Management. We have been looking the fourth chapter and proceeding to the fifth chapter. The fifth chapter tries to discuss planning and management task. We have seen what is planning. We have seen the role of management and role of manager. In this one, let's proceed to the introduction. In the introduction part, organizational strategy is going to be seen. What is organizational strategy? Organizational strategy refers to the comprehensive plan. Yes, it is all about comprehensive plan. That means or direction that organization takes to achieve what? Long-term goals and objectives. Strategic or organizational strategy refers, it's a direction or that seek to achieve long-term goals. It involves of making choices about how organization will allocate what? Resource. Compete in the market, yes. Position itself in the future success is one strategy of organization. Organizational strategy consists of different elements such as vision, such as mission, such as goals, such as action plans. Yes, this is seen in organizational strategy elements. If we see the introduction this way, we are proceeding to the elements of management of strategy. There are two levels or what you call elements of management of strategy. The first one is level and responsibility. The second one is element of strategy. You can see from your PowerPoint. In the previous chapter, we have seen the levels of management. In this case, how strategy are implemented. There are three levels and responsibilities. For example, at the upper, owners. In the owners, we can see board and top management, such as CEO, COO, and so on. In the middle management, we can see strategic business unit managers or SBU. In the third, first line or lower managers are seen. Elements of strategy. Elements of strategy, there are visions, there are what you call missions. Yes. The long-term strategy is the second point in elements of strategy. That means it takes 3 to 10 years. Yes. The third one is goals and objectives. And operational objectives are there, as well as goals are set there. Therefore, if we talk about the elements of management and strategies in this way, we are going to see areas in which goals are formulated. Since organizations set goals, there are the way in which these goals are achieved. That means the first one is long-term or strategic goals. That means organizations are going to make long-term plans by making competitiveness, by allocating human resource, development of profitability, technological leadership, and social responsibility. The second areas in which goals are formulated is medium term of tactical goals. How to carry tasks, yes, to achieve strategic and long-term goals. The third one is operational goals. Operational goals is a goal which are formulated in this area. The fourth one is personal objective or goals. That means this refers to individuals, how they achieve their activities and self-development to income, incentive payment, and personal goals. Therefore, these are the major areas in which goals are formulated. The first one is long-term or strategic goals. The second one is medium-term or tactical goals. The third one is operational goals and personal objective goals. I hope you are clear with what we are discussing. The next one is planning as management task. What is planning as management task? Before defining and discussing about this one, what is planning? I hope you are familiar. But for this topic, planning involves of identifying what? Organizational goals and objective and developing what? A strategy. You set your goal, you set your objective, therefore you are making what you call strategies. Planning is a crucial aspect of what? Effective management. Without planning, you are not achieving your goals. Therefore, planning is a base for what you call organization. Planning is a base for a manager. It is a blueprint of what? Or map that we call necessary resource, in which we allocate resources, in which we just make schedules, time, as well as we are just delegating tasks, as well as what you call action needed to achieve what? Their goal. Therefore, planning is setting up serious what? Steps to achieve a specific goal in short. If we define planning in this way, what are the key aspects of planning as management task? If we are clear with the definition of planning, what are the key aspects of what you call planning? The first one is, since we have said it is a process, it is setting of what? Objective. First of all, you have to set your objective. That means you have to define your goals. You have to clearly articulate what? Short-term and what? Long-term goals of your organization. Your goals should be what? SMART. SMART in this case refers to what? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, as well as time-bound. Your objective, your goals must be SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bounded. The second key aspect of planning is environmental analysis. Under environmental analysis, we can see SWOT analysis as well as PESTLE. The first one is SWOT analysis. S stands for what you call strengths, W weakness or opportunity, and T threats. This helps us for evaluation of environments or organizational. This analysis helps us to understand the current situation, factors that may impact the plan. The third one is developing strategies. Developing strategy is the third what you call key aspect. That means strategic plan. This means formulating strategy that align with organization, mission, and objective. This involves of the best course of achieve desired outcomes. Therefore, when we summarize these key aspects, you have to see 3 points: setting objective, environmental analysis, and developing strategies are the three things. As we have said, planning is a process. What are included in this process? The planning process must be what? First of all, systematic. That means it may involve steps of organization that follow what? Develop and implement effective plans. Decision making and planning. When there is planning, there is decision. Decisions are based on planning will give good quality of achievement of effective and efficient achievement of a goal. As we have said in chapter 2, we have tried to look what is the function of management is decision making. Planning is one function. Decision making and planning are closely aspects of management process. Effective decision making is crucial component of what? Planning process. And planning sets the stage of informed and strategic decision making. Here are some pointers how decision making and planning are interconnected. For existence of decision making, there is a need of planning, we have said. They are independent of each other. The first one is identification of objectives. That means the planning process or decision makers must identify the objective, must identify the goals, is the first one. The second one is generating what? Alternative. During planning phase, managers explore various alternatives and course of action. That means this involves of different strategy and tactics. The third one, assessment option. Decision making comes to play. Managers assess to evaluate various options generated during what? Planning. That means they are identifying the pros and cons of each alternatives. Therefore, assessment option is the search and resource allocation. In order to achieve our goal, we have to allocate the right resource. For example, you can take human resource. You have to allocate the right person in the right place. Yes. Therefore, decision making is required to make choice regarding what? Resource distribution. The fourth one, risk analysis. Both planning and decision making involves of what? Assessing risk as well as uncertainties. They have the qualities of assessing. One of, as we have said, the qualities of managers if they do have cognitive skill or ability. That means planning identify potential risks associated with different course of action. Setting priorities. That means planning in setting priorities by determining which objectives are more crucial to time sensitive. Therefore, decision making comes into play when managers must choose between competing and priorities. The final one is communication and implementation. Clear communication is essential in both planning and decision making. The final one, implementation. Implementation process provides roadmap of achieving goals. What you have been previously is going to take in work or implement. And feedback loop. That means decision making and planning are what you call interactive process. As plans are implemented, feedback is gathered. And decision making is required to analyze feedback. Adaptation to changes, other factors. Both planning and decision making must be flexible enough to adapt internal changes as well as changes that exist in the organization. The final one is continuous improvement. Decision making is integral to the continuous improvement of planning as well as the process. This is the end of chapter 5. We are proceeding to the chapter 6. This course, business management course, was prepared by Gelila International Seminary for you. We are glad to give you this course. And let's proceed to the 6th chapter, which discusses about organizing and control of management tasks. In the previous chapter, we have seen the function of management as planning, organizing, leading, controlling in order to achieve organizational goal. What do we mean by organizing here? I hope you are familiar with the term. But for introduction, what do we mean by organizing? Organizing means managers must develop mechanism to implement what? Strategy to implement. Therefore, organizing is a critical management function that involves of structuring resource, activities to achieve organizational goal efficiently. Therefore, organization is what we call is when a manager or what a leader tries to make or involve structuring of resources, activities to achieve organizational goal efficiently. If we define this way, what are the main elements of organizing? Elements of planning have different elements, organizing the same to that had different elements. The first one is detailed analysis of work to be done, resource to be used is one element. Dividing the total workload into activities, other. Developing organizational structure is other element. Creating mechanisms that coordinate the activities that hold business into what? Complete uniform, harmonious unit. These are the major elements. Organizational dimension is other topic. The first one is we can classify as formal as well as informal. Formal organizing occurs through the what? Organizational structure, process, job design, strategy as well as authority level. Whether informal organization is more dynamic, it relates to the daily operation, problem solving, coordinating, staff activities, revising what? Plans. Therefore, informal organizing is just derived from formal organizing. Yes, this is what we've seen. If we see organizational dimension as formal and informal, what is organizational design? There are different things which we are going to see here. Organizational design refers to the process of structuring an organization to achieve what? Its goal and objectives. In order to achieve this goal, since we are talking about organizing, there is a need of structuring here. You have to make structure. There are several common organizational structure or forms that organizational can adapt with their own advantage as well as disadvantage. But the choice of organizational design depends on various factors, including organizational size, organizational or industry type. Let's see how we are going to determine team-based structure. That means employees are organized into teams that work together to achieve specific goals. The second type structure, network structure, outsourcing non-core friends to external organization or individuals. Oligarchy, decentralized organizational structure where authority and decision making are distributed among organizational teams. When we see the second topic, organizational design forms, there are different forms of organization. The first one is functional structure, divisional structure, matrix structure. Functional structure is where employees based on their skills as well as expertise. Divisional structure, when we are just organizing based on what? Products, service, and what? Geographic region. Matrix structure is combining functional as well as divisional structure. It's what you call matrix structure. Flat structure is other structure. There are few or no levels of middle management between staff and leaders under flat structure. Hierarchical structure, the term tries to describe hierarchy, pyramid-shaped structure with clear level of authority and reporting. Adhocracy is another type of structure. This emphasizes flexibility, creativity, often seen as in dynamic industries. Boundaryless organization, an organization that seeks to eliminate traditional boundaries, both internal as well as external. The final topic, the key aspects of what you call process of controlling as well as controlling. Since we have seen planning, we have seen organizing, what is the nature of control as management task? One of the management tasks is controlling. Therefore, we can define control as fundamental management activity and a process aimed at regulating organizational activity. In such way, their actual performance and organizational confidence, their standards as well as goals. That means whether they achieve or whether they didn't achieve their goals. Therefore, basic thing that we are going to see under management task. There are key aspects that we are going to see under controlling. The first one is setting standards based on what? Gates, or what you call goals. Measuring actual what? Performance with desired goal. Evaluating or deviation of also called performance gap. We are going to see or identify performance gaps. Rectifying what? Shortcomings, other factor. Organization actual what? Exercise control. For example, total quality management or TQM or product and service. Yes. Performance management and appraisal for employees. Yes. Performance for customers' feedback and survey of what? Products. Therefore, this can be seen key steps that are involved in process of controlling. According to Bota and Demoski in 2012, they have tried to outline comprehensive process of control involves. The first one is they have said determine what is control setup of performance, actual performance, stage, managerial action. These are the major comprehensive process control involves according to these individuals. Therefore, in this chapter, we have tried to look the organizing and controlling management tasks. Under this chapter, we have tried to look organizing, main elements of organizing. We have seen organization dimension as formal and organizing and informal organizing. I hope you are clear with this subject. And this course was prepared by Gelila. Are clear with the course that we are dealing with. We have seen organizational design as team-based structure, network structure, holacracy, and so on. As well as in this chapter, we have tried to look about organizational design, such as functional structure, divisional structure, matrix structure, flat structure, hierarchical structure, as well as boundary structure. I hope you are clear with what we have discussed in this chapter as well as in today's lesson. Therefore, next week we are going to summarize the course by discussing the left chapter. Thank you for your time and God bless you.